fast forwarding to now,
Yeah.
you use a lot of your movement to attack social
Yeah.
like challenges and, you know, political issues. I've seen a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, in your opinion,
Yeah.
the street dance serve like as a medium to create social change?
Well, in actuality, you know, I have two answers to that question. A lot of the stuff I created was my way of screaming. You know what I'm saying? You see stuff, it affects you in different ways. Sometimes I even question myself, like, am I starting to get desensitized of seeing certain things? You know what I mean? And like your brain creates maybe a safety net of it because it's traumatizing. So I'm not the guy who's gonna go on social media and rant.
You're gonna
about
utilize it in a
I wanted to utilize my platform and be like, how can I use this art that's been such a healing modality for me and try to create some things that hopefully can raise awareness, but also to a degree help us heal in some sort of way. Even though it may not fix it, it's helping us deal with it in a healthy way, you know? And so that's kind of how it started. Like, I didn't try to be the guy who makes videos about social issues. It just happened organically, and that's the stories I wanted to tell. But also, then when I started to look back, my mother, you know, she used to make me watch Schindler's List. She made me watch Roots. She made me watch Color Purple. So like, these are movies I'm watching as a 8-9-year-old kid. So my mom's a big cinema buff, which is a reason I'm a director and I love film. And I always looked at street dance and go, man, how come we can't have movies that have the same power and substance that a Schindler's List, a Color Purple, or a Roots have? And so I also wanted to be that change to show people your dance videos don't have to be about dance. We can dance, there's no limit to the level of storytelling we can do with this art form. So I'm going to purposely talk about things that are meaningful to me that have nothing to do with dance and tell them through the medium of film and dance. And then that opened up the floodgates for my career in ways that I couldn't imagine. And then I looked back on popping history and boogaloo history, which a lot of people have their own ideologies of when popping started and where and who. But from my knowledge, in the root of that tree started in Oakland, California, in the Bay, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those dudes were doing Oakland Boogaloo in the late 60s, early 70s, which is during the Black Panther movement. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of the groups, and I could be wrong, hopefully I'll check with my OGs out there and they'll double check me on it. I don't know if it was the Resurgence or the Messengers. The Black Messengers or Black Resurgence, but they're a boogaloo group, and they used to draw crowds for Huey Newton to do his speeches. So they would boogaloo
before he did his
draw the crowd, and then he would go out there and do his speeches on Black liberation and the Black Power movement. So in actuality, I'm just a tradition bearer and carrying the tradition of dance being connected to social change.
It's not about whether it can be, it's been.
It's been. Exactly.
I'm not gonna cuss. I almost cussed. You know, YouTube be getting you. So.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I had to go on my own journey of like, and that's why it's spiritual. I'm getting chills.
Yeah, me too.
Thinking about it. I'm dead serious. Yeah. It's like, I went on my own journey of, this stuff is just calling to me naturally. Oh, my mother opened my eyes when I was younger. Let me do a deeper dive into this dance that I love so much. Like, yes, I have my history of the Electric Boogaloos, but there's other places that have history and that say they date prior to Electric Boogaloo history. So I was like, I need to dive into that. And as I started doing my research on Granny and the Robotroids, Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind, Black Messengers, Black Resurgence, Demons of the Mind, you know, I started to learn more about the rich Bay Area history, and I realized the Black Panther Party was located in
the Bay,
in Oakland. So a lot of the boogaloo and look at the names of the groups: Black Resurgence. Just put the two names together: Black and what is Resurgence? The Resurgence, the rise of, the revival.
The Black revival. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have Black Messengers.
Yeah.
So
the same thing.
it's so the groups were actually carrying the message of the liberation through the steps already.
That's crazy to think.
That's wild.
Because I just did an interview with one of my friends named Deuce, and he's originally from New York, and he talks about like how hip hop was birthed there.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
and it was birthed. A lot of had to do with social change.
100%.
And Black Panthers.
100%.
And then you think about it, on that coast, the same thing was happening on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, yeah.
And we don't, as street culture, a lot of the times we don't put those two together.
Nah.
That it was happening both areas.
Yeah.
It not like it happened there first or it happened here first. It was just happening.
Yeah.
Like everybody was fed up with how the world was.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.